Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome, Tracy Teskey, to the show. She's our life coach at Design Your Reality. She's the owner of her own company from beautiful Waterloo, Ontario. Welcome to the show today, Tracy. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, Jill, for having me.
Excited to have you. You're empowering so many women and helping them transform and reshape their lives, again, into like their best reality, right? Financially, everyday lives. You're really helping women take that step to the next level. So we're excited to have you here. And first and foremost, want to ask how we can contact you. Could you share your website and contact number?
Absolutely. So it's www, good old fashioned World Wide Web. I was from the telecom world, so I got to throw that in there. It's so designyourreality.ca. So designyourreality.ca. And my phone
Perfect.
number is, you can text me at 519 or WhatsApp 519-500-6646.
Awesome. I want to find out more about you before we talk about the work you're doing. And I know you've always been, well, a planner in a sense. So take us back to young Tracy, if you don't mind. Tell us where you were born and raised and give us a little bit of your backstory, please.
Sure. Actually, I had a client ask me this yesterday, and I think it took me 20 minutes. So I'll try to consolidate today.
All right. Good, good,
Don't
good.
get me going on my story, but it's so interesting because she
We
received,
all have a story. Please go
right? And
ahead.
she received her design box, and we're working through her design plan. And she's like, this is so unique and so different. Like, how the heck did you get here? And it really did take me back to me as a child and as a kid, and like what you want to do, right? We follow the path, go to university, don't know what we're going to do. But the reality is, I'm from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. And when I was a
Hmm.
kid, I used to play business. That is what I did. Now,
Wow.
I ended up in my corporate world, becoming a COO of cybernetics and telecommunications. And, it was great. And I was playing business, but it wasn't necessarily fun all the time.
Yep.
And I will say, I think part of me building this business was to figure out what I love to do. And when I go back in my life, I love my calendars. I love tax. I love
Check.
spreadsheeting. I love
Uh-huh.
tracking my net worth. So it is like who I am. So when I created this business back in 2019, I just
Okay.
brought really what I love from my heart. And now I feel like I'm playing business. Like, it's so much fun. I love my clients. It's fun helping them. It's fun creating their wealth. And yeah, it's just like a beautiful kind of fake Tracy playing business like I was a kid. So it's funny you asked me that, because literally that was my client yesterday.
But it's
Like,
like real life, right?
I know.
Oh, this is awesome. And you also, I know you love ballet. Yes, you're a ballerina.
Yes. Always love to
Amazing.
dance. I think it's important to stretch our hip flexors. So I'm grateful for my mother for doing all those dance costumes and, working her face off to put us through dancing, but creates so much, I think, competition, confidence. It's just one of those things that I do enjoy. And I still love to stretch. I still love to stick my leg up on a rail and stretch those hip flexors. So as
God
we,
bless you. My days are over. I'm 46. I used to be a dance teacher. I can't even do that stuff
ah,
anymore. I have kids. You
great.
get out of the loop. Maybe I'll get it back one day.
Yeah, just stretch. You know what? Those original ballet lessons, like, we're not going to be as good as we were when we were 10, 15,
Hmm.
18, but I'm 49 and going to be 50 this year, which blows my mind away. But yeah, honestly, just the basics of what we did in ballet will keep our hips going for a long time. So get back to
Amazing.
it.
So now you were in the telecommunications industry for a while. Tell us about that and then how you transitioned into this. This is
Hey,
exciting.
yeah. So I mean, that is, I'll give you a little bit of my brief story there, but did the university thing. Fortunately, year 2000, Y2K land. So I was lucky because I didn't know what I wanted to do after university. And I just knew I wanted to play business, right? Going back to that vision I had. I used to watch The Young and the Restless, and I wanted to be Lauren Fenmore. Like, just wanted to be this amazing, like, cool business person, whatever the heck that meant. And so I got my degree, business from Laurier and psychology from Waterloo. So great. I've got the education, but how do you do business? And I actually didn't have any sales experience. So I had to get sales job and I sold Kirby vacuum cleaners door to door, literally, to get sales experience after my university degrees. So that was really cool. And then once I had the sales experience, the resume, that was the piece I was missing. And I got my first corporate job selling customized computers. Moved to Toronto, all the thing that we do when we're from Kitchener Waterloo, get to the big city, and really started my sales and my technology career at that point. And then, as the years went back, I came back to my hometown and just basically got into the networking computer business. And from there, got recruited into telecommunications. So my first like telecom job was selling cloud services. Who knew back then that I was selling, what is today, 20 years later, like so normal. But that really started my career. And I was very fortunate because I worked for a great company. I really love telecom and technology and co-location. So I'm a bit of a geek that way. And yeah, my career just took me through, Group Telecom, Sprint Canada, Rogers, and then got into management. And then I joined one of my customers, which is just a great way to progress in your career, and was given the opportunity in a management role and started there running the business division of operations, and then evolved and got promoted over a 4-year period to the chief operating officer. So my whole thing about the planning is interesting because I'm really a salesperson, but because I love process, I was really good at sales operations. So fortunately, I worked closely with our chief technology officer on the tech, but I was really
Wow.
responsible for customer service, business process, rolling out call centers, running and managing Salesforce.com within the organization. So I learned about systems, which has so helped me now in this business, in my own, business and coaching online. But I am a super tech geek. I love operations. I love business planning. And yeah, so basically, like in 2019, 2017, 2018, you start thinking, okay, what else do I want to do in my life? Like, is there something bigger? Is there something that I can do in my semi-retirement? I was really already starting to travel a lot. Had already built a place in Costa Rica. Like, I didn't want to be tied to the office. So I really started the transition plan out of the corporate career and sat down with an old mentor of mine, Lori Hawkins from Hawk Inspired. She was my manager at Sprint Canada. And I just said, Lori, like, I got to do something with Tracy. What does that look like? We got
Yep.
into calendars, we got into my spreadsheets. I'm like, how do I make a business out of the stuff Tracy loves to do? That would be cool. And that is what launched it first. The first name we came up was the frequency effect, actually. And then it evolved to design your reality. And the reality piece for me was like so important because I'm not about the fluff. I'm about
No,
the what's the
you're
plan, action, reality. So that is the part that has really come together. And here we are. I mean, it's 5 years actually this month, which is amazing,
wow.
since I did my first Design Your Reality session. And I'm just loving it. It's evolved, but it's like amazing. So I told my CEO, Jody Schnarr, 2 years ago that I was taking a 6-month sabbatical. And yeah, they probably still think I might come back, but I'm not coming back. So
Amazing. Well, we got to find, there's so much more to you and to your notes here that I'm reading. My goodness, you've done so much and you continue to help so many. And I know for today's show, again, designyourreality.ca
Canada,
is,
in
yes,
Canada.
correct. Remind everyone to go to the website, and you want to talk a little bit more about now, obviously, the work you're doing. How are you helping people with your work? Could you share some examples of the process of how it works to work with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So the program has certainly evolved. I love working one-on-one with my clients. I'm very much into small groups, maximum 10 people per small group. And I basically am helping women that have made some money, kind of like me, right? Corporate professional. We make our money and we do very traditional things with our investing, right? Women tend to not talk about money. I was lucky because I was in telecom. I
Mm-hmm.
generally worked with men. We talk about money, we talk about investing. I had an uncle that is my mentor that taught me about real estate from an early age. And when I look at my corporate telecom career and my RSPs and my TFSAs and the traditional ways that you save for
Yeah.
retirement, I then really looked at my real estate portfolio and thought that was kind of like the most lucrative. It is definitely my most lucrative part of my portfolio. And it's in a way, because I'm so operational, I figured out how to run it like without
Mm-hmm.
work, which is, I think, the magic when I looked at that part of my portfolio. How can I help other women not be afraid to jump in to owning their own real estate? So, design your reality. The process is basically like an 8-step process. Come in, you get my design box. We figure out your visualization of your life because I want to know why you'd want to buy the real estate or what do you want to do with your life. So it's really an exercise that's more on the woo-woo side and the energetic side. Like I give you an incense stick, tea, like energetically, I want us to have the vision. I want us to
Yep.
have the why. I want us to not be afraid of our money conversation. And then I really believe once we're clear on our money conversation, that it's my job to strategize with my clients and figure out what is it you're trying to do. Are we trying to create generational wealth? Are we trying to get out of debt? Are we trying to save? Are we trying to retire earlier? Like, what is it we're trying to do? Let's get real about it. Now it's just a matter of once we know what we want to do, figuring out a plan. And that is sort of my genius zone. Well, it is. I for sure. I know this from my clients. They're like, oh my God, Tracy, you love this. And I'm like, I really do. So just work through it one on one, get a business plan, which is really a life plan. And then hopefully out of that, and I'm very upfront with my clients, if a rental property, what that would look like, make sure you understand the math, the numbers, exactly how it's going to work. And then if a rental property seems to make sense for the portfolio, I hold my clients' hands through my VIP program and literally help them through the process of buying, operationally, getting it onboarded, tenanted, hiring property management. And I even do my
Wow.
clients' first year taxes with them because I
Huh.
love it. And my whole thing is showing people you can own a simple rental property and spend less than 1 hour a year with that rental property. And I really believe in people owning their own products and their own houses because that is what gives us control over our money as we go into our retirement years. So it's
Yeah, I'm
pretty.
learning about that. It's funny. I just said the other day, I said, why do all my rich friends have these houses, but they have houses all over, but they're not just have houses. They rent them out all the time. And I'm learning, I'm like, darn it, I wish I knew this earlier to be on like that bandwagon to purchase property.
It's not too
That's
late though. That's the beautiful thing. It's never too late. Like I have 55-year-old women, 63-year-old women in my group. Guess why? Because now they have money, they have kids, and they realize they want to leave a legacy. What a more beautiful way than to teach the younger generation
mm-hmm.
and pass on the wealth. So it's actually never too late. So we can talk after, Jill.
All
No
right.
problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Go ahead. I'll let you continue.
Sorry, I interrupted probably your question. So
No,
keep.
no, no, no. I jumped on you. I said, and then we're on like a little bit of a delay. I said, no, it's a thank you. We'll talk after. Yes. I said, but let's continue about this work. You're doing so much.
It is. It is. It is. It is a lot, but it's not. It's a process. It's very
Mm-hmm.
operationally focused. So yeah, people come in, they talk to me. I offer a $50 strategy session for an hour, Canadian. And in that hour, I am able to tell you if, you are a candidate to even do a rental. I'll be very upfront with people if I think they can't do it. I'm not about you over leveraging. I'm not about you being in a bad cash flow position. Like I really am targeting and I am finding the clients. Like if you have some money, you have some TFSA, you have a house, like don't be afraid. Buy just a simple, $300,000 rental property, buy a little duplex, buy a little fourplex, like, and I'll help you with that budget in that strategy call. And then I can know if maybe you just need a design session with me, right? And that's just the one-on-one figuring out your 10-year life plan. Or maybe you do would benefit from my VIP program where I help you buy that first rental property. So that's it. You either like do a design session with me. I charge $997 Canadian for that. And it's all one-on-one and you get my beautiful design your reality. I got 5 of them being shipped out today, but this is what it looks like. And you get like
Oh,
calendars and your incense. And
yeah.
it's really all part of the why and the beauty and the root of my
Cool.
business. And then the VIP program is $5,000 Canadian this year. My pricing, I think, will go up because I'm filling spots. I had 4 more people sign up this week. So I think
Awesome.
it's really gaining traction. I'm finding like women doctors out there and travel nurses and professionals that have just been afraid to do it. So then they find me and I'm like nice and kind and real and actually helpful and very transparent about the math and how it works. And I really don't let people, like I said, over leverage or if it's not the right thing to do, do, I basically will tell my clients, like, let's not do it yet. Let's wait. This is the strategy. But if you can do a rental, honestly, like $50,000 investment, you will outperform any kind of TFSA like tenfold. Like, and I'll show anybody the math. It's crazy, actually. It's why the rich people own rental properties. It's actually like, it's not changed in 2000 years how people create wealth. I just think that this space and this in real estate investment coaching space has turned into how to get other people's money from the clients. And I'm trying to be completely different. This is my semi-retirement give back to society thing. My mission in life is to literally, I think if women can make their own money, we get more choice, more freedom. So my mission
Mm-hmm.
statement is I want to elevate the world one financially independent, confident, and secure woman at a time. So that's why I'm keeping my price point at this $5,000 price point, because it's a write-off. So anyone that is afraid, they can come to me. And I mean, not only will I probably find you the money and your budgeting and your life, but you're gonna learn so much about business, finance, and then truly, I hope you end up with your own rental property, because that
Yeah.
is what long term will create you passive income for retirement. And it also gives you this equity that if you own the properties yourself, you get
Yeah.
access to spending it. Versus if you're in joint partnerships, you're dependent on other people. And I'm a bit of a controlling, independent woman. I will, like I say that to my clients, like in all fairness, I'm maybe a little like Tracy controlling, but I personally own 6 simple rental properties, one fourplex, and my partner owns 6. We own 12 rentals.
Do you
And
mind me
like
asking where? Is it
all
in
in Canada, all in
Okay.
Canada. Yep. Out east and in Ontario. So I've got clients actually from across Canada. And I don't really care where we buy, but once I educate on the math and the areas, you know what? I can literally turnkey them for my clients. Like within 6 months, you can come to me, and in 6 months, you'll have rent popping into your bank account, and you will not be stressed out. Like I literally hold your hand. So I love my clients. They all are appreciating me, which is for me the biggest part of the give back, right? Like I wasn't necessarily appreciated in the telecom business.
Mm-hmm.
Miserable, kind of like nobody's ever happy with their, who cares about a phone system, right? Like woohoo, or who cares that their internet's working? Like it's always this nobody cares really. It's like we just expect it. So in that business, I was very like just always fighting a fire or dealing with, never really like super appreciated, even though I
Yeah.
think I was appreciated in my world, but not the same way. Every day I dealing with my clients, I'm just like, they're so grateful. And they're like, Tracy, we're so happy we found you. And I'm like, are you kidding me? This is so nice. Like I'll spend hours talking about your money or your real estate or, calling your lawyer or talking to your accountant, or let's figure it out. Like I love this stuff. So this to me is a game. I'm playing business. Yeah, so this is like I'm in my happy place just doing this all day long. And I can't believe I've got 5 Design Your Reality boxes ready to ship out for my next program starts April 11th. And I'm sure it's going to be filled up. And yeah, then I'll do another one in June. So it's just like, just sort of flowing because I do a lot of traveling. So I got to like work it in between. But it's for me, it's got to be fun. For the clients that find me right now that need my help, yeah, I'm pretty easy to get a hold of for 50 bucks Canadian. I'll literally spend an hour with you and really run your numbers and see where you're at and give you some good tips and tricks how to hopefully design your reality, right?
Yes, I love this. This is fascinating work. We got to remind everyone how we can contact you. Do you mind sharing?
Oh, for sure. So if you go to
Ah,
designyourreality.ca, there is a free download there. You can also click on a link to find out about the program. You can text me. That's obviously easy. 519-500-6646. I'm also on Instagram, Tracy underscore design your reality. So, and I've got a LinkedIn bio there where you can also get a hold of me and schedule that strategy session. So hopefully I've done a good job on my website and my Instagram to easily be able to set up the strategy call session with me. I also offer a free 15-minute call, so you can do that as well. But that's just a quick like intro. And then if we want to get into some numbers, then that $50 promo strategy session is like really great. I always get, it's enough time. I get to know who you are, what your goals are. And I can run some quick math to know if you should or kind of shouldn't be buying a rental yet. Because again, I'm big, you need the money. Like, I don't, this is not a get quick rich. This is a long term, real wealth
Investment in a
strategy.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like investment. Yeah.
Wow. And there's some amazing testimonials on your site. Can I read some of them?
Yeah, please.
Yay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. My clients are
This is someone who says, I'll say Stephanie Shrive, a loving mother. Thank you for your guidance. I know without your help and support, I would not own this great little house. 7 months in, and I'm cash flow positive, and I made over $50,000 on this investment already. We just finished my first year of taxes together, and you are right. I have not taken one phone call from a tenant. Amazing. Really. Another family here, the Snyder family says, you walked us through every step of the process. You work side by side with us to crunch the numbers and outline everything on a spreadsheet. You and the spreadsheets, I love it. So that we all could see how we could make our money back and make money work for us. Introducing us to the magic of using property management company set all of our minds at ease since we knew we didn't want to be landlords. The program helped us figure out the financing, narrow down a list of must-haves for a potential property, and helped us figure out where to purchase. We worked with Tracy's trusted real estate agent who worked together, walked us through various stages of negotiation from the beginning to finding the purchasing a rental property. It didn't end there though. There were lots of little details after the property purchase was made that Tracy navigated us through so that we felt comfortable and confident in our purchase and the entire process. Tracy and her entire team have had our backs through this whole exciting ordeal. I'm so grateful to Tracy and her entire team for delivering top-notch program and sparking the flame for our sons to continue to invest their money in rental properties to not only supplement their income, but maybe someday in the near future, make enough money to invest in their own homes. Our entire family would highly recommend this program. There's a whole bunch of more. There's amazing ones. Really, this is amazing. You join the waiting list there too. And by the way, properties, are we talking just in Canada or in the United States as well? You can guide us on.
So I believe my process is the same. I mean, I bought a house, built a house in Costa Rica. Like buying rental
Oh.
properties would be the same everywhere. So
Mm-hmm.
my course and my program, if you're from the US, reach out, do the strategy session. I think there my program is the same where I don't have a full turnkey team in the US yet is
Mm-hmm.
where I would be like, okay, maybe we have to work together and figure out because the process is the same. I really just need to find a property manager. I got to find the right housing pricing and then make sure the math works. So if there's someone in the US that wants to reach out, the math is the math. The process is the same, whether you're buying in Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, the US or Canada. It's just right now I focus so easily in Canada. So
Oh
yeah.
my
Don't
goodness,
be afraid if you're from the
exciting.
States. It's Canadian dollars. Like, have a call with me. Who knows?
This is great
Yeah.
stuff. All right, we still got just a few minutes left. What else did you want to make sure we talk about today?
Just like I just had a client yesterday. We just did a design your reality session. So we started there. So, just wasn't sure if like let's spend the 4 hours together and really noodle out the retirement plan, the 10-year, the numbers, and the strategies, because her real estate already was actually pretty complicated. So it's more of a retirement planning opportunity. And while we were going through it, she's like, my kids need to do this. So she said, "Can my kids do you do this with younger people?" I'm like, "Obviously, amazing, of course. Like, let me
Mm-hmm.
every kid out there understanding their net worth and their budget and working towards their goals." So she actually gifted to her son my program like just yesterday, and he already put it in my calendar today. So that made me so happy. I'm like, here's a client who I literally just met last week. We did the session yesterday, and now she's got her kids signing up with me to do that, just that $1,000, like, let me work with the kids. Let me show them how money works, talk to them in their language. So they're not afraid, like, own the money. Like, money is, I say it's like flowers, and I try to use like female language, but I'm going to be talking to her son. And whether it's a boy or a girl, kids are not being educated about money. They're afraid to talk about money. So the money comes in and then it gets like almost like thrown
Yeah,
away, right? Like we
yeah,
don't,
for
I use
sure.
the analogy of flowers. So one of my, like, it's on my YouTube. I do have a YouTube
Oh
thing.
yeah, I saw that
There's
too.
only eight
Yes.
videos, but they're
I'm
pretty
scrolling
good.
on the website as we speak, by the way.
Yeah,
If you see my
my
hands
little
like this, I'm like,
yeah,
wow.
they're
Oh,
kind of
cool.
cute. They're a few years old, but they were really like a good little series on explaining money. Like I was quite passionate about like don't throw your money away. And I one of the little episodes was about talking about flowers. So trying to get women to like love their money. That was the series, what I called it, like love your money.
Awesome.
So, and the idea is like, so if we have flowers, right, we grow flowers. So if you were to get seeds, right, and you were to nurture those seeds and water those seeds and like take your time to grow those seeds, you will
Yeah.
end up with beautiful flowers. Now, you could go to the store and buy an annual flower, right? One that's
Yeah.
going to buy,
Blooms.
you're going to like, I'm in Ontario, where I don't know where you are in the US, but we do
New
this thing
York,
in
Long
America,
Island.
right? We buy the flowers in the spring, we plant them in our garden, they last for like 8 weeks and they die. And we go through this cycle over and over again. So if we all think of how much we spend in those annual flowers and the effort and the work we put into them, not only do we spend money, not only do we get a little bit of satisfaction out of them, and then we actually watch them die, which is really a sad
Ah,
thing,
it
right?
is.
So we do that with our money all the time, right? We get some money, we use the money, we go buy some cocktails or we go buy a pair of shoes that are only going to last a short period of time or a
Mm-hmm.
new outfit. And we then, or we go on a like all-inclusive trip for 5 grand and it's like 1 week and then it's over, it's done, right? So that's like an annual flower. Imagine if we really used our heads, and I think as we get older, we get a little wiser to the flower thing and the plant thing, but buy perennials, right? So
Yeah.
you can go to the store, you can spend your money on perennial flowers, meaning they last
Last
every single
long.
year. They come
Mm-hmm.
back every year. Not only do they come back every year, but you can split those flowers and now you can give those flowers to your children.
Yeah.
So that is what we're trying to do with money. If you think of your money like a seed and you think of your money, when you rather your money grow, nurture it, love it, and then have it expand and grow, and then you
Mm-hmm.
keep that original nest egg, and then you can give more away. You can help your kids out.
I
But
love
what
this.
I find is we're just like buying and throwing it away, buying and throwing it away. And I'm really trying to think of your money like flowers. They're beautiful, they can
Perfect.
expand, and the more we nurture them, the more they grow. So that is how I
Beautifully way to
that's
end
me.
it for today. Thank you. Reach
Yes.
out to Tracy Teskey, designyourreality.ca. Excited to have you here and coaching so many and helping their dreams come true. Thank you for your tenacity and awesome energy. Check out more of the testimonials and reach out for that initial consultation. It can't hurt, right, Tracy?
100%. Best money you can spend. And I do a guarantee, honestly, the end of the hour, if you're like, I didn't get anything out of that, I give you your $50 back. It's
Thank
not
you.
about that. You're
We
welcome.
appreciate that, Tracy. Have a great day. Looking forward to the next time we connect. Thanks
Sounds
again.
good.
To
See you
all of
very
our listeners, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.